Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live on all affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. In the Western region, we are live on Beach FM 105.5 and Sky Power FM 93.5, both in Takoradi. Bono region, Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyani. Ashanti region, we are live on Ajunpa 99.9 in Nkawiem. The news is also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, President John Dramani Mahama assures of safe return of Benue resident after violent chieftaincy dispute leaves dozens dead and displaces thousands.
As I speak, we've given the security services the authority and the resources to begin to bring some of the displaced people back to their communities. And so we're going to work hard to make sure that we bring peace to Gonjaland.
Also coming up, security beefed up at Sampa in the Bono region following renewed violent chieftaincy disturbances, which has left one dead and 3 police officers injured. Still ahead, residents of Kunyako blame illegal mining for severe water shortage in the area.
We are not getting water at all. If we need water, we must come and then depend on the river here. So we're pleading if something can be done about it.
And later we'll tell you all you need to know about the 2025 edition of the Citi Business Olympics scheduled for September 27 at the Eden Heights Sports Complex here in Accra. All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is also live in the Volta region on Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi, Freedom FM 88.1 in Sogakope. Northern region, we are live on Radio Gaki 88.3 in Saboba. Upper East, Quality FM 88.7 in Garu, and Northeast region, we are live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigo.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. Now, government says it has begun feasibility studies to restore polluted water bodies by removing chemical contamination across the country. President John Dramani Mahama, speaking at a media encounter yesterday, described the move as a new phase in the fight against illegal mining. He noted that years of galamsey activities have left many rivers tainted with mercury and other harmful substances, stressing the need for urgent action to reverse the damage and safeguard the environment for future generations.
The Jimira Forest Reserve and the Anria Futu section of the Offense Shelter Belt was reinvaded by illegal miners after these were handed back to the Forestry Commission. The military is currently working with NIMOS to repossess those reserves and establish a permanent presence in those liberated forest reserves to prevent re-incursion by illegal miners. 980 personnel have been recruited, trained and deployed in the Western and Savannah regions. They conduct daily operations on major river bodies, serving as community vanguards to ward off illegal mining activities. An additional 1,020 personnel will be recruited and deployed by the end of the year, bringing the total force to 2,000 blue water guards. The next phase will focus on dechemicalizing and restoring our water bodies to their pristine state. Feasibility studies for this critical restoration efforts are currently underway.
The president further assured that his government will not interfere in investigations and prosecutions of former officials implicated in corruption scandals. Responding to questions at the media encounter, he dismissed concerns after NDC General Secretary Fifi Fiavi Kwete accused some party lawyers of trying to cut deals for accused persons. The president says all cases will be fully investigated and pursued to their logical conclusion in accordance with the law.
The accusation that there's interference in terms of the oral investigations. I would have very conveniently said the General Secretary himself is here, and so I'll call him to present his evidence to the public. But I can assure you that there's no way anybody can interfere. I cannot be in people's mind to stop them from attempting to interfere, but I am responsible for making sure that that interference comes to naught. And so I closely monitor. I hold regular meetings with the Attorney General. He briefs me on the status of investigations. And so I'm confident that, the cases will go ahead based on their merits and that nobody would have the opportunity to interfere. If anybody goes lobbying people or paying people to interfere, they probably are just throwing away their resources. All cases will be investigated and come to their logical end. If people are exonerated in the courts, that's what justice is all about. We will do our part, and we're being painstaking in preparing the dockets, and that's why people are complaining that it's a bit slow. But you don't want to hurriedly take a docket to courts and have it thrown out on technicality. And that's why you need to make sure that by the time a docket is prepared and prosecution starts, you have a watertight case that will ensure that you get a conviction. And so that's the process that we're going through.
On the security situation in Binyuri in the Savannah region, where dozens have been killed and over 50,000 people displaced, President Mahama says measures are being taken to ensure the safe return of affected residents to their communities.
The mediation team, there's also reconciliation. And so even though we call it a mediation team, its terms of reference includes reconciliation. So we've given them the full authority to meet both sides, to perform purification rites, to cleanse the land of any blood that has been spilled and all that, and then to come out with recommendations how to improve relations between the two groups so that they live in peace. As I speak, we've given the security services the authority and the resources to begin to bring some of the displaced people back to their communities. And so we're going to work hard to make sure that we bring peace to Gonjaland. We need peace to develop. Our common enemy is poverty, it's not each other. Savannah is one of the poorest regions in the country, and so we must rather be fighting poverty rather than fighting each other.
President Mahama also disclosed that government will soon begin re-evaluating the Pualugu multi-purpose dam project, which is intended to help control perennial flooding across the 5 northern regions.
Potsdam, we are rescoping the project. And so currently, the contract was awarded to Sino Hydro, but it was supposed to be funded from Government of Ghana sources. Government of Ghana didn't have the money, and so the contract was not executed. And so we are rescoping it. It means we have to do an appraisal of what the costing will be again. And what we intend is to, if possible, finance it under the big push. The last time it was to cost about $900 and something million, almost $1 billion. And $1 billion today is about 11 point something, almost 12. So that would be about 12 billion CDs. This year, the total budget for Big Push was 14 billion. Next year, the total budget is 30 billion. And so we'll see how we can accommodate it in phases, because it has 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Maybe we might not be able to do the 2 phases immediately, but we can start with phase 1, which is the electricity production, and then phase 2 is the flood control and irrigation. And so we're rescoping it, and you'll soon hear something about it.
President John Dramani Mahama, the national coordinator of the District Road Improvement Program, Nilante Vanderpoy, is calling for decisive action to halt illegal mining, warning that it poses a grave threat to the nation's survival. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Nilante Vanderpoy voiced alarm over the scale of environmental destruction.
For the past 1 month, I've been on the road, going around the country, orientating and training DRIP district coordinators. And to be frank with you, I was scared, but now I'm terrified. I travel between Ashanti and Western region, and the devastation of the ecosystem is huge. But you could see clearly that this is not something that happened yesterday. What even made me more scared, as I said, was when I got to Takoradi and I had to check into Western Serene. I was on the 4th floor. I stood at the balcony just trying to catch a glimpse of the ocean. And along that corridor, the ocean was brown. Yes, that's how serious it is.
Nilante Vanderpoy also highlighted the human toll of Galamsey, recalling the loss of 8 colleagues and stressed that the issue has gone beyond the pursuit of gold to one of survival.
I sit here as a Ghanaian, and I still remember the loss of 8 of our colleagues and compatriots, 5 of whom were so close to me. And the only thing I can say is that just not a matter of gold, it's a matter of survival. As a country, we've gotten to a place where whatever it will take to end Galamsey must be done. Whatever it will take. And I'm confident the president, what he said yesterday.
National Coordinator of the District Road Improvement Program, Nilante Vanderpoy. Community leaders in Kwenyako say illegal mining is to blame for the severe water shortage in the central region. The Ayunsu River has been heavily silted, forcing authorities to shut down the Kwenyako treatment plant, which supplies 13 districts. Thousands are now relying on unsafe water sources. Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Amwa of the Idiana Ablade family tells Citi News government effort against miners destroying water bodies remain too weak.
This democracy is what is causing all these problems. If I were to be the head of state or the government, I will use the gun. I will use the gun because I have the military, I have the police, I have all the security services. So persuading them and it won't result to any positive. I'll use the gun. Killing about 1, 2, 3, 4 people, they will stop. I don't believe in killing people. But this one, we have to do something of that sort. People must die. We have to sacrifice people to stop this menace. Because it's not the whole Ghana. It will reach some time that maybe you won't even get water to drink. So shoot to kill must come. I support it. So Mahama, please, I am begging him. He's good. He's okay. He's fine. But his heart, I am begging him, he should bring it up small.
That was the head of the Idiana Ablade family of Kwenyako, Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Amwa. Now, the ongoing water shortage in Kwenyako is severely affecting education, with many pupils arriving at school late or spending class hours fetching water. Teachers say students are forced to support their families and even their schools with water needs. Collins Edu, a basic school teacher in Kwenyako, says the situation is undermining learning, warning that the prolonged crisis could further compromise the quality of education in the community.
It's very disastrous. It's disastrous because we are not getting water at all. And if we need water, we have to, we must come and then depend on the river here. So we're pleading if something can be done about it.
How safe is this for domestic purpose?
Actually, as you can see around, it's not safe at all. It's never safe. So we are just pleading the government must at least do something about it for us. In fact, the reporting time is supposed to be latest by 7:15, and by 7:30 we are supposed to begin lessons. But you have to be waiting for the kids to come around, sometimes 9 o'clock. So it's very challenging. We are pleading something must be done about it.
That was a teacher at one of the basic schools in Konyako in the Central Region, Collins Edu. Let's now hear from a Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana, Dari Bosu, who has been reacting to the President's comment about illegal mining.
Now, the thing is that what we all need to understand is that the situation that we are confronted with now has not changed as from what it was when he was then in opposition and he was calling for a state of emergency together with civil society. And so to say that now we have not reached there, we have not exhausted. If you go to most communities, if you go to the eastern region, go to the western region, there is still the police in our communities, in our districts, but we are failing to deal with Galamsey. It's escalating. Activities are still happening in our rivers, and we are not resolving those issues. We have 9 months. Yes, we all agree we welcome 9 months, but they don't even have resources to work as is expected. And so this is also the same circumstances for which we stood upon and asked for a targeted state of emergency. And it's unfortunate that now that the government has power to do what it takes, he is also giving us a lot of excuses. So it's been quite disappointing, and we really wish that even some of the statements he said, which for us we see as stabbing the fight against Galamsey in the back, should have been made, that talk about the need to deal with unemployment before we take the young people out of the...
Daryl Bosu is Deputy Director of Arocha Ghana. Now, economist and Vice-Chancellor of the Methodist University of Ghana, Professor William Boatin, has welcomed President Mahama's projection that the city will experience only moderate depreciation in the coming months, describing the outlook as encouraging for the economy. At his first media encounter yesterday, President Mahama assured that the currency's depreciation would remain within a band of around 5% per annum. He explains that recent fluctuations reflected a natural adjustment process rather than a sign of renewed instability. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show earlier today, Professor Boatin said such stability would be a positive development.
If the dollar is, let's say, 15 cedis to a dollar, and then it comes to 10 cedis to a dollar, and you are building in Ghana, and price of cement has not come down, it means that if you want to continue your project, you have to work harder and get a bit more dollars to be able to get the cedis. And you know, it's not easy to get $1 or £1 out there. So then the decision will be, okay, let me hold on to it and see if I can get a bit more dollars before I can continue, or if the city. The good thing is that if the president's vision or aim is to ensure that the city will not depreciate beyond 5%, then that is excellent. What is 5? Now we are about 12. What is 5% of 12? We are talking about 60 pesos. So if the city hovers around 60 pesos or thereabout, then it is same as stability. If we are able to work around that, then that is what all of us are looking.
He, however, cautioned that demand for foreign exchange could rise in the coming weeks as imports surge ahead of the festive season.
We've done well when it comes to inflation, and it's because, one, the appreciation has contributed. Two, currently we are in a harvesting season, so you have food in abundance. I mentioned yam and so on. But now what we have to work out is to try and meet the exchange rate demand that will come as a result of imports for the festivities. And if the central bank is able to meet that, then we'll be able to maintain it at that level.
A head economist and Vice-Chancellor of the Methodist University of Ghana, Professor William Boatin. This is still the City Prime News on 97.3 City FM. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still to come, we tell you all you need to know about the 2025 edition of the City Business Olympics, scheduled for September 27 at the Eden Heights Sports Complex in Accra.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. Calm has been restored in Sampa, a town in the Bono region, following violent chieftaincy-related disturbances that erupted yesterday. 1 person was killed and 3 police officers injured in the latest incident. The clashes erupted after supporters of Nana Samo Dia II allegedly attacked relatives of gazetted Paramount Chief Nana Sangba Jafla II. A 65-year-old woman, Rahel Abna Inima, was shot dead while parts of the town, including homes and sections of the market, were torched. Police reinforcement have since restored calm. Away from that, New Patriotic Party flag bearer hopeful Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is proposing a new approach to national development through what he calls constituency-based budgeting. According to Dr. Bawumia, the proposed framework will focus on allocating portions of the national budget directly to each constituency. The goal, he says, is to enhance grassroots development and ensure that every constituency receives fair and targeted support based on its specific needs.
Maybe I dream for probably so in Ghana. Me movie a budgeting framework from the current framework to a constituency based.
I intend to introduce a novel idea in budget management in the country. I intend to move our budgetary framework from the current framework to a constituency-based budgetary framework, so every constituency will find expression in the budget. That way, the management of the budget will come at the constituency level. Now, this will strengthen each constituency.
Constituency-based budgeting, a bit pejamunina. Bema constituencies no ahoden na yetimidi aye ejuma aboaye nyina.
NPP flag bearer hopeful Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The Ministry of Health has reaffirmed its commitment to working with scientists, academics and researchers to bridge gaps in healthcare delivery. The ministry stressed that building a responsive health system requires addressing existing challenges and urged all stakeholders to contribute their knowledge and expertise to strengthen the sector. Delivering a speech on behalf of the Minister for Health, Kwabena Mintah Kando, at the 11th Biennial Scientific Conference at KNUST, the Chief Director of the Health Ministry, Desmond Boatin, highlighted key challenges facing the health system.
Every gap in our system has a human face. A mother who works for hours to reach antenatal care, a child lost to a preventable disease, a nurse working in a clinic without electricity, a young doctor overwhelmed by lack of tools, a community unheard because the system did not listen. These are not statistics, they are lives. And every gap unaddressed is a missed opportunity to protect life, restore dignity, and advance equity. This is why bridging the gaps requires more than constructing facilities or buying equipment. It requires connecting research with policy, cities with villages, and people with care. It requires drawing strength from multiple disciplines, not in competition, but in collaboration. That is the spirit of this conference, to spark not just discussion, but just solutions, not just research, but reform.
If Ghana is to build a resilient, inclusive, and responsive health system, bridging the gaps must be a shared duty across ministries, across sectors, across generations.
Desmond Boateng is the Chief Director at the Ministry of Health. MTN Ghana has reaffirmed its commitment to driving digital inclusion and economic growth through technology. The company has invested over $1 billion in Ghana's digital ecosystem over the past 5 years, with an additional $240 million set aside this year. Speaking at the launch of DigiFest, MTN Ghana's Chief Executive Stephen Blewett says the goal is to build a digital future that ensures inclusive access to connectivity and online platforms.
MTN has been laying the foundation that will make the future we envision possible. Over the past 5 years, we've invested over $1 billion in Ghana's digital backbone, expanding coverage, improving speed, and bringing millions of Ghanaians online. And this year, with an additional $240 million investment, we are building the highways of the bold digital future. These are not just abstract numbers that I'm giving you. They represent schools that can access e-learning, small businesses reaching new markets, hospitals delivering smarter healthcare, and innovators creating solutions that the world will one day celebrate as made in Ghana. And that's something that we need to all strive towards.
Stephen Blewett also challenged young innovators to bring forward brilliant ideas capable of transforming Ghana's digital landscape. He announced MTN's excitement to support the $1 billion code project aimed at equipping young talent with the tools and resources they need to thrive in the tech space.
A key part of that responsibility is empowering the next generation of innovators. As such, we are proud to support the 1 Million Coders project, an initiative designed to equip young Ghanaians with skills of coding and artificial intelligence. Beyond teaching the youth technology, it will give them tools to innovate, and believe in themselves and the ability to transform Ghana and Africa. We are empowering them to be self-reliant. As CEO of MTN Ghana, I want to personally challenge young innovators to bring forward brilliant, groundbreaking ideas that can truly blow our minds. And when you do, MTN will be there to support you on that journey. I personally will be there to cheer you on. I want us to showcase to the world examples of innovation made in Ghana.
Stephen Blewett is the Chief Executive of MTN Ghana. Government says it plans to allocate 1 billion cedis from the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, to phase out the double-track system in senior high schools. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu made this announcement during the commissioning of a new staff accommodation facility at Accra Girls Senior High School. He notes that the allocation will be included in the 2026 national budget.
We remain committed to ending the double-track system as our contribution to improving the quality of senior high school education. Into the 2026 formula of the GET Fund, President Mahama has directed the Minister of Finance, Atuforsen, to make an allocation of 1 billion Ghana cedis dedicated to managing the transition and responding to the hurdles of the transition. And Accra Girls will benefit from that allocation, whether in respect of the uncompleted 18-unit classroom block or the stalled assembly hall. What we need is to expand infrastructure.
Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, now Managing Director of Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, Samuel Atamensa, is assuring that this year's Citi Business Olympics will introduce exciting new features designed to give corporate teams a refreshing way to keep active and energized. The annual event, powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, is Ghana's biggest corporate sport festival, bringing together companies from across the country for a full day of competition, networking and fun. This year's edition of the Citi Business Olympics is set to take place on Saturday, September 27 at the Eden Heights Sport Complex. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, Samuel Atamensa said the Olympics will continue to evolve each year, providing new challenges and opportunities for companies to enhance teamwork and expand their networks.
We are thinking that there are people who come there not to compete, but it gives them an opportunity to take part in activities that make them better off physically. So we have introduced the workout sessions, different models of workout sessions for companies. We have the aerobic sessions for companies. And then we have the wellness clinics.
Wellness clinics,
where people go and do their checks for their vitals, and we have nutritionists there, we have dietitians there, And
so you're creating a platform for people to check on their health, not just come and compete and win trophies.
Yes, those who want to compete will do, when there are those who also are coming to take part in this aerobics.
Managing Director of Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, Samuel Atamensa, ending today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. I am Hawa Idris Mustafa. Thank you for your company.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.